Okay, good evening. Hope everyone is doing well. Okay, now we are talking about how uniform circular motion can be seen as SHM. So, actually, uniform circular motion is not SHM, it is a periodic motion because it starts and ends here and then it will do that again and then it will do that again. But that is not the requirement for SHM. For SHM, it has to be periodic, of course. At a certain time interval, it has to come back, but it has to go to and then it has to go fro also, it has to go front and back, like if you see pendulum, it will first go here, then it will come back here, then it will come here, then it will come back here. That is the requirement for SHM. The to and fro motion should be there. Okay, now a lot of people are confused if x equals to a sin omega t plus phi or x equals to a cos omega t plus phi. Now that is actually dependent on from where you take the phi naught and from where you start the clock at t equals to 0, where the position is, or and all. Okay, now this is a very important concept. Look at this xy plane. Now let's say that this is the xy plane and this is a line perpendicular to it. So now don't consider the line perpendicular to it, consider the line along the xy axis and consider this point, these 2 points. Now if you look from this line from here, like say that your eye is over here, you can only see the xy plane. So this dot will be here, right? And if this dot is here, then also it can be seen as here, it is here only. You cannot see the depth in the xy plane. Okay, you can only see where the x is going, but you can't see the y depth here if you are looking along the plane. Okay, now consider this a particle in circular motion. Now I will first tell you how NCRT does it. Okay, so according to now the NCRT has taken out the formula x equals to a cos omega t plus phi, but this is not the most famous formula. Sorry, not the most famous formula. In the famous formula, people use sine. I will show how we have to get sine also in the last seconds of this video, because let's just first teach NCRT. Okay, so NCRT says that at t equals to 0, the particle is here. Consider that this is the particle. And then say that the particle comes here after t seconds, t equals to t. So this angular displacement will be equals to omega into t, omega being the angular speed. And as it is uniformly accelerated motion, alpha equals to 0. So omega t will be the distance plus half alpha t square is not necessary here. Okay, now let's see this x, the x that will be here. Say that this x is lesser than the amplitude. Originally x naught was equals to a, but then the displacement in the yz plane is less than, like, see, first it was here according to this point, but then it comes here. So this is lesser than this. So that is also very important to think about. Okay, so the theta is increasing, but the value of the function is decreasing. Now let this be a trigonometric function. So cos theta will decrease as theta will increase. Cos 0 is 1 and cos 90 is 0. So theta is increasing and cos theta is decreasing. So x equals to a cos omega t plus phi. Here phi is still not there. So now this was just the gist. I will also derive this. So this is a, as from the circle this is a, and then what is x? What is cos theta? Equals to x by a, or x equals to a cos theta. Now that was very simple, that we all knew. Now let us consider that there is an initial phase where it is not actually at x equals to a. It is not starting from the extreme, it is starting from somewhere else. Okay, now say that at x equals to, just do it 1 minute. Okay, at first I want to understand the concept. So say that when we were starting the clock, the particle is here. So now look at this, this is x, this is y. Now look along the xy plane and you cannot see the y depth, but we can see where the x is going. So this is the x, this will be the x displacement. Okay, now the to and fro motion SHM can only be along the mean position, that we all know. So say that the particle is here, after some time it is going like this. So the particle is here, we can see it here, then it is 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 here. Now see, when the particle is coming here, we cannot see the depth, so we will think that the particle is here again. then it will be here, so here again, then it will be here, then here again, then again. So it is going like this, then it is going like this, then it is going like this. So this is SHM. Now if you are looking it along the plane of the uniform circular motion where we cannot see the depth of the y-axis, then it is SHM. So like that we are deriving the equation. Now let's derive the equation for an initial angle. Now let's say that at, don't consider this, at t equals to 0 the particle is here and it is making an angle phi naught with the x-axis, and then after some time it is coming here at t equals to t, let's say. So it is traveling omega t. So here omega t plus phi, we have an angle, and then this is the x that we are able to see. This is the mean position, this is what we are able to see. So here, so cos of this angle is base by hypotenuse equals to x by a, or we can say that x equals to a cos omega t plus phi naught. This is for the anti-clockwise motion, x displacement in terms of cos. Now cos of minus theta is equals to cos of theta, we know that also. So this is not very popular because this confusion a lot of people have. In sine of minus theta is actually minus sine theta, no? So this is why people prefer it, and I will show you how the sine is coming. Okay, now I will show you how the sine is coming. So say that at t equals to 0 the particle is here and it is making an angle phi naught with the y-axis. If you take from the y-axis, it is phi naught, and then for clockwise motion at t equals to t, at t equals to t, the x is this. We know that this is a, we also know that this is a, and it is going omega t displacement as I have shown you before. So now look at this. So this will also be equals to x, right? Now this entire angle is what? Omega t plus phi. So sine of omega t plus phi naught equals to x by a, or x equals to a sine omega t plus phi naught. We got the answer. So if you are in doubt and you cannot understand, I will just do this and you will get all the answers. Okay, so you have this circle, you have the x and y axis, and they are saying that this is say 60 degree, and then at t equals to t they are going omega t, and they will just say that the speed is omega, they will not write the omega t. So this is anti-clockwise motion, right? So let's say that I will show you clockwise first, then you can look at anti-clockwise. So say that it is coming here at t equals to t. So you measure the phi from here. So from here it will be phi naught equals to 30. So, and say that the speed is omega, they have written in the question, or they might also have written t equals to 2 seconds or 3 seconds. They might give omega or they might give t. So t equals to 2 pi by omega, or omega equals to 2 pi by t. You remember that and you put the value in the question. So here phi naught from the y-axis you measure, and x equals to a sine omega t plus 30 degree. This will be for clockwise motion. For anti-clockwise motion, it x equals to a sine phi minus omega t. How? Look at this. This was the phi, and then anti-clockwise it is going. So here this will be omega t. So it will be going phi minus omega t will be the angular displacement here. So like that we are getting x equals to a sine omega t from the derivation. You can check it out. So for clockwise motion, x equals to a sin omega t plus phi. For anti-clockwise motion, x equals to a sin phi minus omega t, and phi naught is always taken from the y-axis. That is the main important thing. You take from the y-axis, x will be equals to a sin omega t, and then y you can just flip the entire thing 90 degree, and y will be a cos omega t plus phi. Okay, thank you.